Hi everyone, back to the Evermore YouTube channel. It's Chris back with just a little bit of an update, really news, thought of the day, whatever you want to call it. I'm back to talk about it because I never get sick of talking about Alexander Isak at Newcastle United. What an unbelievable player we have on our hands right here. The envy of pretty much every team in the Premier League, even some teams in Europe. He's the main man. He's the top man. He's our top goal scorer. He's our best centre forward since Alan Shearer. And the news is that Newcastle United are going to sit down with Alexander Isak in the summer and offer him a bumper new contract to scare away a lot of these cartel clubs that are sniffing around him. If you want to know who they are, just look at Sky Sports and they'll tell you all about it. But yes, Alexander Isak is definitely hot property at the moment, and rightly so. I mean, he's got like 19 goals all in all this season. He's absolutely electric. You know, he was over 20 goals last season. The injury problems hopefully seem to be behind him as well. Maybe that's to do with Bunce coming in and working on the fitness. I don't know. But Alexander Isak is incredible for Newcastle United. There is no doubt about it. And not just as a goal scorer as well, his overall play, his ability to drop deep, his ability to pull out wide, the way the ball sticks to his feet when he runs. He offers something that no centre forward in world football seems to offer right now. Even Erling Haaland and Mbappe, and this might sound hyperbolic maybe because I'm a Newcastle fan. I don't know, fuck it. But who could you really buy to replace Alexander Isak right now in terms of his goals, his quality, and his impact on Newcastle United? There's not many. You're talking about Haaland and Mbappe and probably Gyökeres for Sporting Lisbon, his Swedish strike partner. And there's loads of stories doing the rounds. We've all seen. Arsenal are interested in him every other week. Arsenal are interested in. They're going to bid this. They're going to bid that. Paul Merson's on a one-man campaign to get him to go to Arsenal. Ian Wright's on bandwagon. Sky Sports, entire Sky Sports one there. Obviously, Liverpool's a big question. Will Salah stay? Will he? Won't? They're going to need to replace that quality and that impact in their team. And Alexander Isak is definitely somebody they'll have their eyes on. And if you believe what you read, Liverpool might be in the driving seat for him. But obviously, we don't want him to leave Newcastle United. And Alex is doing the best thing he can do: head down, keep quiet, score goals. And that's exactly what he needs to do. And Newcastle United, rightly so, should be sitting talking to Alexander Isak right now, talking to his representatives, saying that we want him to stay, we want to reward him. He's got a contract until 2028. He's on 120 grand a week in Newcastle United, and that is definitely going to need to be increased, because when you're up there with the likes of Mbappe, Haaland in world football in terms of the best centre forwards that there is. I mean, Erling Haaland's just signed a 9.5-year contract at Manchester City, and I think he's on a report of 500,000 a week. Now, Newcastle couldn't offer him 500,000 a week. Alexander Isak, I just don't think we're there yet. Our owners could, as chump change to them, but they're not able to spend, and we know that because of PSR and FFP. But one massive factor is going to have to be locked in for Alexander Isak to even want to negotiate contract talks with Newcastle in the summer, and that is European football. And for me, that's Champions League football. I think even if Newcastle were to finish in the Europa League positions, I don't think Alexander Isak would stay at Newcastle United. And I hate to say that, and I hate to upset a few of you listening to that, but this guy right now, he knows the levels that he's getting to. He knows how good he is. Even the other day when we were crap and we were 1-0 down, he grabbed it by the balls and said, I'm going to sort this out. And that's a sign of a really good player. Yes, I appreciate we're playing bottom of the league, but he's done it against the big teams as well. In terms of the Champions League, he was injured for some of the campaign as well. And we didn't quite get going in the Champions League. I'd love to see Alexander Isak in a black and white shirt in the Champions League again for Newcastle, with more experience in that competition, maybe better quality players within the squad as well to manage it. We've already got better quality in terms of Sandro Tonali, for example. If Sven Botman's fit and playing, Bruno Guimaraes, Isak, Gordon, we've got good players that could play in those Champions League nights for Newcastle United. And because they played for Newcastle previously, the experience will be there and will be stronger and better for it. Eddie will be stronger and better for it. But if Newcastle United don't have Champions League football by the end of this season, holding Alexander Isak is going to be very, very difficult. But in terms of the price, this is what Newcastle is saying, if you believe what Luke Edwards says in the Telegraph. Now, Luke's not a huge fan of us, that he blocked us on socials, which is fair, because I've criticised some of the stuff that he does. But when he's not been a panto villain, he's not a bad journalist. And writing this story is bang on point as well, in terms of Alexander Isak is not for sale for any price. He's contracted here till 2028. This figure of 150 million, I don't know whether the club actually put that out there or whether somebody put that out there as just to push the narrative of selling this player. But 150 million quid was months ago, before Alexander Isak scored hat-tricks and won games on his own and ran rings around, Saliba and Gabriel, the supposed best centre-half pair in the Premier League. He's 40 or 50 million quid more than that now, even anyway. To me, there's no centre-forward you could buy to come in to replace the quality that this lad has for Newcastle outside of Haaland and Mbappe and maybe Gyökeres right now at Sporting Lisbon. But Gyökeres is he's accelerated that progress in terms of a centre forward from when he signed for them, from Coventry. Nobody saw that coming. My God, I mean, if you could scout that player back then, you'd have saved yourself a fortune. But, Gyökeres has got the same kind of goal return, and we've seen him do it in the Champions League as well. So that could be an alternative player to bring in, but he's going to cost you 100 million quid anyway. So even if you sold Alex for 150 million quid, you're not going to get much pocket change out of buying Gyökeres for 150 million quid left over for maybe a right winger or a right centre half. But we know Newcastle are trying to do the right thing with PSR and FFP. Obviously, selling Alex would be a huge boost to the transfer revenue, but we don't want to sell a player like that. Why would you want to sell a jewel in the crown like Alexander Isak? He's the best centre forward we've had since Alan Shearer. There is no doubt about that whatsoever. You take him out of our team and we're not as effective. We don't win as many games and we don't play as well because he is the shit right now. He's absolute quality, and I'd love him to finish as the Golden Boot winner in the Premier League this season. And he is close. There's no doubt about it. If Salah and Haaland go on a little dry spell, Alexander Isak could go past and pip them to the post. But what Newcastle United need to do is exactly what they're doing. Concentrate on playing good football, winning games. Alex is happy. He's getting assist after assist with the likes of Murphy, Tonali and Bruno behind him, giving those passes too. Keep Alex happy. Keep him getting those positions. He'll score goals. He's happy playing his football. He's not commenting on any of the speculation. He's been very complimentary about, obviously, the club, the supporters, the manager, the players, everything, which is a class act sign from Alexander Isak. He knows how good he is. He knows he's in demand. But Newcastle need to get that Champions League position to sit down and lock in contract talks with Alexander Isak. And I do genuinely believe if we get Champions League at the end of the season, that Isak will give us that contract. He'll stay. And he'll stay at the football club. You'll want another crack at the Champions League for Newcastle United. You want to see how much better we can be next season. If we finish 4th or 3rd or 5th this season, can we push for a title challenge? Can we play in the Champions League if we go out in the summer and spend big, which is what people are alleging that we're going to do? The ball is in Alex's court. There's no doubt about that at all. He knows he's got a great contract here with Newcastle United until 2028. If somebody wants him, they're going to have to pay top dollar and double or treble or quadruple his wages. A lot of clubs, again, are sailing close to the wind with PSR and FFP, and they don't want to do that either. So it will be a very interesting summer, certainly for Alexander Isak. But I hope that summer is planned coming back to Newcastle United, who's a Champions League club once again, and we can get Alex to sign that new contract. And more than anything, just to shut the speculation up. If Alex was to sign that contract before the end of the season, then happy days. But I don't think he will, because he's probably going to keep his options open. And fair play, I can't have a go at him for that. But let us know in the comments below what you guys think about Alexander Isak and this new contract. Do you think he'll sign it before? Do you think the club need to get their shit together sharpish and get him to sign it before the window? Or do you think, like me, he'll probably wait until the end of the window to see where Newcastle United are? But loads of interest and stuff. We'll have loads of links, I'm sure, for Alex leaving us to go here, there, and everywhere before the season's over. But let's hope he just does the business, keeps fit, keeps scoring, and helps Newcastle get into the top 4. Remember, like and subscribe, guys. Keep it ever more. Help get us to the next milestone, which is 10K. We'll be back with some more content soon. Have a belter. We'll see you later. Cheers.